Hey yo! Looks like we're live. Excellent. Today we're playing Portal 2. We played Portal 1 last week. And alright, so last week we managed to blast through the entire game of Portal in like 2 hours. Small game, very transformative. And now...
Good morning. You have been in suspension for... All testing candidates in the Aperture Science Extended Relaxation Center must be revived periodically.
Sorry, adjusting audio.
When you hear the buzzer, look up at the ceiling. Good. You will hear a buzzer. When you hear the buzzer, look down at the floor. Good. This completes the gymnastic portion of your mandatory physical and mental wellness exercise. There is a framed...
Oh... Mouse sensitivity...
painting on the wall. Please go stand in front of it. This is art. You will hear a buzzer. When you hear the buzzer, stare at the art. You should now feel mentally reinvigorated. If you suspect staring at art has not provided the required intellectual sustenance, reflect briefly on this classical music.
Yeah.
Good. Now please return to your bed. Good morning. You have been in suspension for 9999999. This courtesy call is to inform you.
Anyone in there?
Subjects should vacate the enrichment
Hello?
center immediately. Any test subject
Are you
not emerging
gonna open
from
the door?
suspension at this time
At any
will
time?
be assumed to have exercised his or her
Hello?
right.
Ah! Oh, God. You look good. Looking good, actually. Are you okay? Are you... Don't answer that. I'm absolutely sure you're fine. There's plenty of time for you to recover. Just take it slow.
Please prepare for emergency evacuation.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Prepare. That's all I'm saying. Prepare. It's all fine. All right? Don't move. I'm going to get us out of here. Oh, you might want to hang on to something. Word of advice. Up to you. You all right down there? Can you hear me? Hello?
Man, compared to the start of Portal 1,
Most
this
test
is
subjects do
dramatically
experience
different.
some cognitive deterioration
Dramatically different.
after a few months in suspension. Now, you've been under for quite a lot longer, and it's not out of the question that you might have a very minor case of serious brain damage. But don't be alarmed, all right? Although if you do feel alarmed, try to hold on to that feeling, because that is the proper reaction to being told that you've got brain damage. Do you understand what I'm saying at all? Does any of this make any sense? Just tell me, just say yes. Okay, what you're doing there is jumping. You just jumped. But never mind, say apple. Apple. Okay, you know what? That's close enough. Just hold tight.
All reactor core safeguards are now non-functional. Please prepare for reactor core meltdown.
I don't know if that apple bit
bit
goes down in history as good comedic things, like, you know, Monkey Island level jokes or something, but I pretty much love it. I think it's hilarious.
Hold on, this is a bit tricky. And of course, nobody tells me anything. No, why should you tell me anything? Why should I be kept informed? You know, about the life functions of the 10,000 bloody test subjects I'm supposed to be in charge of. Why? It's close. Can you see? Am I gonna make it through? Have I got enough space? Just gotta get through here. Okay, I just gotta concentrate. And whose fault do you think it's gonna be when the management comes down here and finds 10,000 flipping vegetables? Alright, see, no, I hit that one. I hit that one. Listen, we we should get our story straight, all right? If anyone asks, and no one's going to ask, don't worry, but if anyone asks, tell them as far as you know, the last time you checked, everyone looked pretty much alive, all right? Not dead. Okay, almost there. On the other side of that wall is one of the old testing tracks. There's a piece of equipment in there that we're going to need to get out of here. I think this is a docking station. Get ready.
I think it's a
Good
docking
news,
station.
That is not a docking station. So there's one mystery solved. I'm going to attempt a manual override on this wall. Could get a bit technical. Hold on. Almost there. Remember, you're looking for a gun that makes holes. Not bullet holes, but don't worry, you'll figure it out. Seriously, do hold on this time.
Could get big technical this time.
There we go. Now, I'll be honest, you are probably in no fit state to run this particular type of cognitive gauntlet. But at least you're a good jumper. So you got that. You got the jumping on your side. Just do your best, and I'll meet you up ahead. That's the spirit.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Enrichment Center.
Okay,
We
rehashing
are
of the
currently
first
experiencing
game's
technical
intro.
difficulties due to circumstances of potentially apocalyptic significance beyond our control. However, thanks to emergency testing protocols, testing can continue. These pre-recorded messages will provide instructional and motivational support so that science can still be done, even in the event of environmental, social, economic, or structural collapse. The portal will open, and
His voice
emergency
is
testing
more,
will begin in 3,
Engaging
2,
and friendly than Gladys's. I'm like actually listening to him this time. I seem to be the same character. Okay, so sequel games typically need to ride 2 lines. They need to
Cube and button-based
reintroduce
testing remains an important
all of the
tool for
mechanics
science,
from the first
even
game,
in a dire emergency. If cube and button-based
as
testing
well
caused
as
this
be
emergency,
a sequel
don't
to the
worry.
first game.
The odds of this happening twice are
You can't
very
assume
slim.
that the person playing has played the first game, so that's a tough thing. So we've got the same very strong telegraphed puzzle stuff, trying to get out that door. There's obviously a big red button here. Stand on the red button. Oh, door opens. Nope, doesn't work. Okay. So then.
Please note the incandescent particle field across the exit. This Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grill will vaporize any unauthorized equipment that passes through it.
This place is quite overgrown. So how many years has it been since the last test? 99999. Some unknown number. A Stack Overflow number.
If you feel liquid running down your neck, relax, lie on your back, and apply immediate pressure to your temples. You are simply experiencing a rare reaction in which the Material Emancipation Grill may have emancipated the ear tubes inside your head.
Yeah. This might be the same puzzle from the previous game. No, it's different. Okay, so this is interesting. You know, it's like, oh, there's the exit, right? So you can hit that button and go straight to the exit. But the door's not open, so you need some way to be able to flip that switch. You can work backwards all the way through. Through the puzzles. But hey, Chili Pepper. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, crazy how much the intro's unchanged outside of dialogue and atmosphere. Yeah, I absolutely agree that it recontextualizes everything for the new players. I wonder if that's something that can be reused across lots of other games. Like this is like a model to learn from. That, I mean, obviously this works so well because you're in the exact same place, and it is kind of a reunion story that's expanded, stuff like that. But I wonder if there's some sort of generalized conceptual model that you can apply to game designs to be able to teach new players. I actually think this is easier to grok what's going on because you're in control of it than the Portal 1 version of this.
Because of the technical difficulties we are currently experiencing, your test environment is unsupervised. Before re-entering the relaxation vault at the conclusion of testing, please take a moment to write
in the
down
first
the
game
results
you
of your
were
test. An Aperture Science reintegration associate will revive you for an interview when society has been
there was
rebuilt.
like a cycling timer, and it rotated through all those puzzles or each one of those rooms, and you had to just time it, and that took a bit more grokking.
If
It
the
was
Earth
probably
is currently governed
just
by
as
a
helpful.
manner of Animal King, Sentient Cloud, or other governing body that either refuses to or is incapable of listening to reason.
Man, they leaned super heavy into the like polished, minimalistic, dark humor for this game. Wonder who is in charge of that. 2 of 19.
Hey, you made it! There should be a portal device on that podium over there. I can't see it though. Maybe it fell off.
Yeah, maybe it fell off.
Hello? Can you see the portal gun? Also, are you alive? That's important. Should have asked that first. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work on the assumption that you're still alive, and I'm still waiting for you up ahead. I'll wait 1
So
hour,
all of
then I'll
this
come back, and assuming I can locate your dead body, I'll bury you.
is
Brilliant.
crazy and dark. It's like Legends of Shell
If you're not dead,
transcending GLaDOS. And here is the holy portal gun. Now, I read somewhere that they changed the reticle in this game, and it's not as useful as it was in the first game. Which is true already, because normally when you point it at something that you can shoot the portal at, it changes to being filled in. And then there was a little circle on the outside of the reticle, but now it's, I think they more simplified, where it's like you literally can only shoot white things, and they just keep that theme in the level architecture that you shoot white things instead of needing to rely on
Some emergency
reticle.
testing may require prolonged interaction with lethal military androids. Rest assured that all lethal military androids
That's
have been
nice,
taught to
though.
read and provided with one copy
Being
of the
able to
laws of
see
robotics
the
to
portal
share.
through the wall like that is useful. Actually curious, if I shoot that up there, what point do I see the box around it? Okay, so if I physically can't see it, the box shows up around it. That's a good UX difference. This dialogue keeps the old chambers interesting by showing how the facility would function with no active support structure like human machine life. Yeah, I agree. I mean, all of this for a returning player is just absolutely just brushing back up. I like this puzzle because you come from over there, you walk into the blue puzzle, and then you move your entrance to be a new exit by going through this.
Good.
So
If
much
you
of this
feel that
game is
lethal military android
recontextualizing
has not
what
respected
you've
your
already
rights as
seen.
detailed in the laws of robotics. Please note it on your self-reporting form. A future Aperture Science Entitlement Associate will initiate the appropriate grievance filing paperwork.
They spent a lot of time really polishing the first game, and the first game was not even that unpolished. But yeah, about that reticle, I don't know if I said it. I think I would prefer that we had both. We had both the more descriptive reticle crosshair, as well as the level environment
this next
stuff.
test is very dangerous. To help you remain tranquil in the face of almost certain death, smooth jazz will be deployed in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, once again, the point is not to discover what you're supposed to do. The point of these puzzles, these chambers, is how do you solve it? And so to make it as easy as possible to know how to solve it, you know the end goal so fast. That's where you go. There's always a goal. Just get out. Get out of the room. Get to the next chamber. And you even know how to mess with it. But then the question becomes, how do you get to it? I think this is probably the biggest lesson to learn from Portal chamber design, in like applying it to like a Zelda dungeon or something like that, is doing puzzles just for puzzle's sake is not interesting. Unless that is the whole purpose of the game, right? Sudoku, that's interesting. The Witness, that is the core mechanic. You're just doing puzzles to layer on your knowledge. It's how do you grok more and more complex puzzle layers. But even that, like, what kind of game are you into is the question. Like, do you like the kind of game like The Witness? Whereas this one, because of how you're presented with this narrative to walk through, it is funny, it's atmospheric, it's interesting in and of itself. You are going through a narrative story. To have people that don't really love puzzles going through it, this is such a great way to get people to understand those puzzles.
Great work. Because this message is pre-recorded, any observations related to your performance are speculation on our part. Please disregard any undeserved compliments.
Please disregard. It is interesting that they've walked you through the outside world, meaning all of the areas where you're being observed. All of that's just worn on its sleeve this game. It's not a plot reveal. The first game, I don't think, had these loading screens. Oh, I want to go on record. Something I thought of in the middle of the night last night after playing The Last of Us yesterday is there were no loading screens in The Last of Us. That was pretty great. They hid everything behind cutscenes and stuff like that, which is, I think, very, very well done. Like, it was such a good system that I didn't notice that they did that, which is super cool. Alright, so this is the first time we're like, wait, what do I do? How do I get out? And you're like, oh yeah, doi. I have a portal gun. Okay, so once again, I know that there's a thing over there. That's where I came from, which I know because of the portal. That's the exit. That's how I get up to the exit, but how do I unlock the exit? I can't tell. Probably that big button. So that dropped a box. The thing that I love about portal chamber puzzles is how much you need to reuse and recontextualize information. Because now I'm like, okay, so how do I get that box up here so I can get out? Like, and if I do this one, and then this one, all right. Whee! Probably didn't need to time it as much, but that was fun. A mini puzzle within the greater puzzle. The sound effects in the everything for the portal gun are definitely improved for the second game.
Appear bleak, you are not alone. All Aperture Science personality constructs will remain functional in apocalyptic, low-power environments of as few as 1.1 volts.
Foreshadowing. Yeah, that was a fun fly. Quirk of the physics right there.
This next test applies the principles of momentum to movement through portals. If the laws of physics no longer apply in the future, God help you.
God help you. Okay. Where did I come from? Over there. Okay. At this point, I'm just messing with knobs. I don't really know where I'm trying to go per se. Ah, okay. I love the crow audio in the background.
If you are a non-employee who has discovered this facility amid the ruins of civilization, welcome. And remember, testing is the future, and the future starts with you.
That's right. Okay, so last time they put the portal up on the place up high so I could practice putting it down low, but now they're like, you will jump here, it's just the question is where are you going to jump from? So that's where I'm trying to go. Let's drop it there, see what happens. Okay, so I'll need to fly directly into the door. Or maybe not, maybe that's a... Yeah, okay, so I got a platform that I can land on, but I need to hold it down with a box. So I got a box over there, and looks like the way I'm going to be able to do that is by hopping over that way. But then how do I get it back? I guess like this, and I just do in reverse what I did before. Yeah. not quite far enough. Jump from higher. Yeah.
Good work getting this far, future starter. That said, if you are simple-minded, old, or irradiated in such a way that the future should not start with you, please return to your primitive tribe and send back someone better qualified for testing. To ensure that sufficient power remains for core testing protocols, all safety devices have been disabled. The Enrichment Center respects your right to have questions or concerns about this policy.
Hey! Oi! I'm up here!
Alright, so this is a very well-timed
You did find
thing
a portal gun!
that Valve
Well,
does, is they
do you
kind
know
of
what? It
get you
goes to
just
show
enough time to
people
get
with
used to
brain
one
damage
section
are
and
the real
grok it,
heroes in the end,
and
aren't
then
they,
they
at the end of
move
the
to
day?
the next thing.
Brave.
So it started
Pop
with
a
the
portal
funny
on that wall
narrative,
behind me there, and I'll
then
meet
it
you on the other
walked
side of the
through
room.
a little bit of guided walk through that narrative with Wheatley, and then it let you do a couple
Just
of
pop a
puzzles all
portal
by
right
yourself,
behind me there,
so it felt
and
very
come on
Portal
through to
1,
the other side.
where you have to think and have enough time to like actually think through the solutions to the puzzles, and then
Pop a little portal,
after doing
just
that a
there,
bit,
all right
once you're
behind
getting
me,
in the groove of
and
that,
come
they
on through.
pull you out again to do more narrative.
Okay, listen, let me lay something on you here. It's pretty heavy. They told me never, ever to disengage myself from my management rail or I would die. But we're out of options here. So get ready to catch me, all right, on the off chance that I'm not dead the moment I pop off this thing. On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's high. It's too high, isn't it? Really, that. All right, going on 3 just gives you too much time to think about it. Let's go on 1 this time. Okay, ready? 1. Catch me! Catch! Ow! Ow! I am not dead. I'm not dead. Plug me into that stick on the wall over there, yeah, and I'll show you something. You'll be impressed by this. Yeah, I can't do it if you're watching. Seriously, I'm not joking. Could you just turn around for a second? All right, you can turn around now. Bam! Secret panel. That I opened while your back was turned. Pick me up. Let's get out of here.
Well, let's get at it.
Would you pick me up? And off we go. Look at this. No rail to tell us where to go. Oh, this is brilliant. We can go
Yep,
wherever we
the
want.
rehash ends here.
Hold on, though. Where are we going?
Yes,
Hang on, let me
I
just
remember
get my
talking about that
bearings.
last time when I was playing Portal 1.
Just follow the rail, actually.
Remember that they got rid of the orbs and replaced it with lasers and
Don't make eye contact.
to some degree the,
thanks. We're good. Appreciate it.
the light wall, the light bridge.
Probably ought to bring you up to speed on something right now. In order to escape, we're going to have to go through her and she will probably kill us if she's awake. If you want to just call it quits and we could just sit here forever, that's an option. Option A, sit here, do nothing. Option B, go through there, and if she's alive, she'll almost certainly kill us. So,
Oh
if
yeah.
you've got any reservations
Alright, so that's a very
whatsoever
quick
about this plan,
jaunt to the very
now
end
would
of
be
the
a
game.
tremendous time to voice them. Okay, I'm gonna lay my cards on the table. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go in there. Don't go in there. She's off. She's off. Don't panic over it. She's off. All fine. On we go.
Yeah, okay, so this is the very end of Portal 1. This is the boss
she is.
room.
What a nasty piece of work she was, honestly. Like a proper maniac. Do you know who ended up taking her down in the end? You're not gonna believe this. A human. I know. I wouldn't have believed it either. Apparently
So-
this human escaped and nobody's seen him since. Then there was a long chunk of time where absolutely nothing happened. And then there's us escaping now. So that's pretty much the whole story. You're up to speed. Don't touch me.
I was confused the first time I played this. I was like, wait, am I Shell or am I not? Or what's going on? And the story makes sense now, but at the time I was like, what is happening? Okay, so this is the wall. This is all new stuff over here.
Okay, down these stairs. Jump! Actually, look at it. That's quite a distance, isn't it? Okay. Ah! Oh, still held. Still being held. That's a great job. You've applied the grit. We're all fine. That's tremendous.
You say the turret was the Oracle turret on its way to redemption. That's hilarious.
Ah! I just looked down. I do not recommend it. Ah! I've just done it again. This is the main breaker room. Look for a switch that says escape pod. All right, don't touch anything else. Not interested in anything else. Don't touch anything else. Don't even look at anything else. Just, well, obviously you've got to look at everything else to find the escape pod. But as soon as you look at something and it doesn't say escape pod, look at something else. Look at the next thing, all right? But don't touch anything else or look at anything. Well, look at other things, but don't. You understand? Can you see it anywhere? I can't see it anywhere. Tell you what, plug me in and I'll turn the lights on. Let there be light. That's, God. It's quoting God. Oh, look at that. It's turning. Ominous. But probably fine, as long as it doesn't start, moving up. Now. Escape pod. It's moving up. Okay. Don't worry. I've got it. This should slow it down. No, it makes it go faster. Uh-oh.
Power up initiated.
Okay, don't panic. All right, stop panicking. I can still stop this. Oh, there's a password. Okay, it's fine. I'll just hack it. Not a problem. C. Wait, did I do B? Do you have a pen? Start writing these down.
Power up complete.
I don't. Okay, listen. All right, new plan. Act natural. You've done nothing. Hello.
Oh, it's you.
You know her?
It's been a long time. How have you been?
And then I was like, wait,
I've been really
are you
busy,
talking to
you
me?
did.
Are you talking to
After
Wheatley?
you murdered me.
You did what? Oh no! No! Oh no! Ah!
Okay, look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science, you monster.
And also, I think
I will say, though, that since
Gladys's
you went to all the
humor
trouble of waking me up,
in
you
this
must
game,
really,
I don't actually
really
like it
love
as
to
much.
test. I love
I know
it
why
too.
they did what they did,
There's
and
just
I wouldn't even
one
say
small
change it,
thing
but
we need to take care
I personally
of first.
liked the cake is a lie. This is a Triumph song and stuff like that, but they just made her so angry in this one. That I don't know, it's just not as, it doesn't feel as lighthearted dark humor as the first
Here
game
we are.
was, and
The incinerator room.
Cave
Be
Johnson
careful not
manages to
trip
do
over
that,
any
but
parts of me.
I found myself
They get
just not
completely
really
burned
wanting
when you
to
throw
interact with
them down
GLaDOS
here.
in this game.
The dual portal
Personally.
device should be around here somewhere. Once you find it, we can start testing, just like old times. There it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, Chili Pepper. I definitely understand the I understand the in-game reason for
There.
why she is
Good.
that way,
You
and
have a dual portal device.
I don't even know that
There
I would
should
have
be
done
a way
anything
back to the
different as
testing
the
area up
scriptwriter.
ahead.
I just found it personally less enjoyable to interact with a character like that.
Once testing starts, I'm required by protocol to keep interaction with you to a minimum. Luckily, we haven't started testing yet. This will be our only chance to talk. Here, let me get that for you. Do you know the biggest lesson I learned from what you did? I discovered I have a sort of black box quick save feature. In the event of a catastrophic failure, the last 2 minutes of my life are preserved for analysis. I was able, well, forced really, to relive you killing me again and again, forever. You know, if you'd done that to somebody else, they might devote their existence to Revenge? Luckily, I'm a bigger person than that. I'm happy to put this all behind us and get back to work. After all, we've got a lot to do, and only 60 more years to do it. More or less. I don't have the actuarial tables in front of me. I'll just move that out of the way for you. This place really is a wreck. But the important thing is back with me. And now I'm on to all your little tricks. So there's nothing to stop us from testing for the rest of your life. After that, who knows? I might take up a hobby. Reanimating the dead, maybe.
Yeah, as always, choices like this are a matter of taste, and to say that some people love this dialogue style is 100% true.
Sorry about the mess.
But that's the whole
I've
point of
really
having
let the place go since you
different
killed
games
me.
to play,
By the
different
way,
genres,
thanks
styles,
for
and stuff
that.
like that,
Sarcasm
and being able
self-test
to
complete.
100% avoid
That's back
things that you don't
online.
like.
I'll start getting everything else working
one of the
while
benefits
you perform
of
this
a,
first simple test, which involves deadly lasers and how test subjects react when locked in a room with deadly lasers.
One of the benefits of free market society right there is you just get a whole bunch. Yeah, I see how they got rid of the old orb module and brought in the new one. Yeah, I think those lasers are much better as far as just clever.
Not
Yes, you
bad.
solved it, but did
I
you solve it in
forgot
the
how
right way?
good you are at this. You should pace yourself, though. We have a lot of tests to do.
Certainly not a question of whether or not the dialogue is better or worse. It's just, I think one thing, I've seen this especially common among gamer circles, is
This
like,
next test involves discouragement redirection.
all your friends are
cubes.
playing a
I just
thing,
finished building
and then
them
you
before
don't like
had
it,
your-
so then you say, well, I don't really like the dialogue
episode.
or whatever, and then
So
they
now
slam
we'll
on you
both
because
get
they
to
do
see
like
how
the
they work.
dialogue,
There should
and
be
they
one in
haven't,
the corner.
you know, it's basically fine to just say, like, this game was literally not made for me. Or, like, someone actively choosing, I could make this game more sanitized, or more soft or friendly, or meaner, or whatever, but then choosing to go a certain way and say, if you don't like it, then that's fine. Don't play my game, don't buy it. And I think a lot of people don't really like to hear that a game was specifically not made for them. And, I mean, it's just basically like, you're not worth it, is how they're hearing it, but in reality it's like, this is just not, that's not the creative story we wanted to make. And I appreciate that Valve went all in rather than trying to sanitize it. Yeah, so this is a pretty solid puzzle as far as letting you know how that works. It's because this cube always, no matter which angle you point it from, there's the focus laser that always goes away from you. Then you can just basically aim the laser, and as soon as you run it across that the first time, you realize, oh, like, I can do this. So, well telegraphed, very easy to pick up what it does in a very safe environment. And then you're like, but it's important, it keeps my thing there. So then you have to recontextualize how you're going to do this. Like, what do I do?
Well done. Here come the
Clever.
test results. You are a horrible person. That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that.
Yeah, exactly. Opinion should be in mind when making the game. Like, if you don't like it, you just don't like it. That's 100% fine.
Don't let that horrible
But
person
that
thing
it does
discourage
not
you.
mean
It's just a
that the
data
game is
point.
bad.
If it makes you feel any better,
Like, genuinely,
science has
like
now validated
personally,
your
and you've
birth
seen,
mother's
if you've
decision
watched
to
some of my other
abandon you
streams,
on a doorstep.
I just really, really don't like open world games, like Skyrim, open world RPGs. I love Breath of the Wild, but I just have such a hard time with Skyrim or The Witcher or Grand Theft Auto. They're just, I find them so boring. But at the same time, I fully appreciate why they're popular, why people like them, and understanding what makes them good, and what makes them so popular with the people that do like them is so valuable for a game designer to do. And that's the beauty of this David Perry challenge that I've been doing, is I've been forcing myself to play these games that I just genuinely have a hard time with personally, but can find so much appreciation for the artistry and the effort and the struggle that has gone into making the game as polished as it is for the people that will love it. And gosh, they just do love them. Oh, there's another one over there. Okay. So, how do I get you turned around? Is there another... What am I missing? Oh, you know, I could probably shoot that laser through the floor. That's clever.
Congratulations. Not on the test. Most people emerge from suspension terribly undernourished.
I like that puzzle.
I
That
want
was
to
good.
congratulate you on beating the odds and somehow managing to pack on a few pounds.
I wonder if a game like this would have been able to be released more recently. Things are so much more politically correct than they were. That was a funny joke. This is dark. Everyone would have been like, GLaDOS said what? It's insensitive.
One moment.
Eye-rollingly insensitive.
You're navigating these test chambers faster than I can build them, so feel free to slow down and do whatever it is you do when you're not destroying this facility.
So I'm blasting through these early ones. I don't have a ton of time to play today. I need to be done in about 30 minutes for a meeting, but I'm trying to get down to the underground Cave Johnson stuff for the spectacle, and I just want to try and see if there's any interesting thoughts to capture as it hard shifts tone from being Portal 1 derivative to Portal 2 unique. Okay, so the only thing that I know at this point that I can really easily get to is that. I do like how they've recontextualized how solid this whole facility is. Like, it was implied in the first game, but showing how every chamber is so modular with all the hydraulics and machinery and stuff is really cool. Okay. So... okay. So... Nice. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's shut that down. Go back over. And you're like, crap, what do I do? What do I do? But it blocks it.
I'll give you credit. I guess you are
That's a
listening
good
to
puzzle.
me.
I like that one.
But for the record, you don't have to go that slowly. Waddle over to the elevator and we'll continue the testing.
Oh, GLaDOS. Now, I will say, with all of my complaining about my personal preference and style about that was good, about
This next
GLaDOS's
test involves the Aperture Science Aerial
tone,
Faith Plate.
bitter
It was
tone.
part of an initiative to investigate how well test subjects could solve problems when they were catapulted into space. Results were highly informative.
I think
They could
that
not
distinguishing
hurt out.
her from the previous games, like there's the automated recordings from the male voice in this game, and then there's automated recordings from Cave Johnson down below, and Johnson has very similar, although more raw, humor to that GLaDOS had in the first game. And so making GLaDOS much more personal in this does add a whole it makes the game feel more round instead of like you are alone in a test chamber. It feels like you're being hounded by a dog or something that's hunting you in this one, and toyed with like a cat. Just a little late. I like that you can't influence where you land. Like you'll land exactly where you launched off from.
Here's an interesting fact. You're not breathing real air. It's too expensive to pump this far down. We just take carbon dioxide out of a room, freshen it up a little, and pump it back in. So you'll be breathing the same room full of air for the rest of your life. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I love that, Chili. The difference between being alone and being next to someone who hates you.
Let's see what the next test
Yeah.
is. Oh, advanced aerial faith plates.
I mean, you can see the
Well,
difference
have
in
fun
that
soaring
in
through
other
the
ways.
air without a care in the
Other
world.
games like
I have to go to the
Super
wing that was made
Metroid,
entirely of glass and pick up
Samus is
15
alone,
acres of broken glass
but then in
by
Metroid
myself.
Fusion, you've got your AI companion, and you've got, you know, the Dark Samus that walks around and stuff like that. The difference in tone between those two games is incredible because of that, and it's a similar thing here. And neither of them lose their core element. This is the chamber puzzle solving and environmental cues, and that's the untangling of the whole world, the Metroidvania kind of unlock structure. Okay. First off, I like how they don't give you a super easy answer to how to get back. You just kind of like, oh yeah, I can use my portal now. That's an interesting puzzle right there. Then yellow portal coming out if I need it. Nope, looks like I'm good. Whew. Yeah, the chambers being all pieced together again is awesome. Very good.
Oh, sorry. I'm still cleaning out the test chambers, so sometimes there's still trash in them, standing around, smelling and being useless. Try to avoid the garbage hurtling towards you.
So I love how in these ones, because of the non-Euclidean portal stuff, you can like aim through the thing, and you just have to think in portals. I just
Remember
love that.
before when I was talking about smelly garbage standing around being useless? That was a metaphor.
Smelly
I was
garbage.
actually talking about you.
Spoiler.
And I'm sorry. You didn't react at the time, so I was worried it sailed right over your head, which would have made this apology seem insane. That's why I had to call you garbage a second time just now.
She's so mad. Yeah, I gotta say,
People with guilty consciences are more easily startled. by
comedy in
loud
games is
noises.
so hard to do.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that went off. Anyway, just an interesting science fact.
Comedy is so much dependent on timing. And games, by their very nature, are interactive, and so you can't rely on a specific timing in a lot of cases to let, or to absolutely time, sorry, to have a comedic line land with timing. You can have funny things in
Did I accidentally fizzle that before you could complete the test?
Fizzle it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and grab another one.
And in this particular case, they've just managed to
Oh, no. I fizzled that one too. Oh well. We
to
have
allow you
warehouses
to
full
have
of the
so much
things. Absolutely worth
so much
it.
freedom. I
I'm
mean,
happy to
Valve,
get
you know,
rid
they
of
don't ever
them.
stick you in a cutscene. The closest they have is they have you grabbed or something, and then you can't move while a cutscene sort of happens. But even then, you can look around at any angle. Is that Wheatley right there? That one took me a while the first time I played this game to figure that one out. I love puzzle games that just make you change your paradigm in some way and you get some aha moment. That's just why puzzle games exist. And why The Witness is interesting despite its lack of narrative or traditional narrative in that regard. Like, whoops. I actually didn't mean to do that. Nice.
Every test chamber is equipped with an emancipation grill at its exit, so that test subjects cannot smuggle test objects out of the test area. This one is broken. Don't take anything with you.
I've never played this game in co-op mode. I would like to at some point. I mean, I played it a little bit
This next
with my
test
brother
involves
online,
emancipation grills.
but it would be nice to do like a
Remember,
LAN party.
I told you about them in the last
Just get
test
some,
area
go
that
through
did
some
not
of the
have one.
custom chambers that people have made and just make a night of it. It seems like it would be really fun. Some of like the super complicated ones.
Oh no. The turbines again. I have to go. Wait, this next test does require some explanation. Let me give you the fast version. There. If you have any questions, just remember what I said in slow motion. Test on your own recognizance. I'll be right back.
Alright, so this is the first time in this game that you learned that if you walk through the emancipation grid, it destroys your previous portals. So you can't like shoot one to either side or whatever. But gotta push this button to get a box. Then it's got the emancipation grid, which fizzles if you cross the line. So, the question is, how do you get something to come through when you can't go that direction? Yeah. Oh, Valve and Nintendo are just so good at conveying complex things through really long tutorials that don't feel like tutorials because they mask the whole game as a really long tutorial. Mario games, in particular, are so good at it. Chapter 3, The Return. You're a little crazy. That's funny. Yeah, so Chili, what's the just for people not reading the chat, one thing that I like with that joke is that the dialogue isn't even the answer, but it doesn't matter because it's going too fast to perceive anyway. So I'm assuming you've heard like that dialogue. You've heard that dialogue.
The aerial faceplate in here is sending a distress signal.
And it's not.
You broke it, didn't you? There.
Another fat
Try
joke.
it now.
It's not actually the answer if you slow it down.
What happened, right? I was just lying there. You thought I was done.
This plate must not be calibrated to someone of your generousness. I'll add a few zeros to the maximum weight. You look great, by the way. Very healthy. Try it now.
Big bird, right? Couldn't believe it either.
You seem to have defeated its load-bearing capacity. Well done. I'll just lower the ceiling.
Let's try that. Nice, that worked. I feel clever. Okay, so I got a laser to here, but there's a wall in the way. Up there, okay. So... I see. And in this one, I had
Look
to
at you,
dismantle my
sailing
puzzle.
through the air majestically, like an eagle, piloting a blimp.
Dismantle my puzzle to be able to get the solution to work, and then reapply it. That's an interesting new development. Needing to go backwards on a solution before you can complete the solution. I just read in book. See if I can find it. Written by Scott So-and-so. Get better at anything.
Enjoy this next test. I'm going to go to the surface. It's a beautiful day out. Yesterday I saw a deer. If you solve this next test, maybe I'll let you ride an elevator all the way up to the break room. And I'll tell you about the time I saw a deer again.
Okay, so it is... Explore the problem space one room at a time. Space for that solve problems. Okay. To explain how he approaches mathematics, Wiles draws an instructive analogy. I could best describe my experience of doing mathematics in terms of entering a dark mansion. One goes into the first room and it's dark, completely dark. One stumbles around bumping into the furniture, and gradually you learn where each piece of furniture is, and finally, after 6 months or so, you find the light switch. You turn it on and suddenly it's all illuminated. You can see exactly where you were. As we'll discuss in more detail in the next chapter, when we have no one we can learn from and must find our way in an unfamiliar problem space, it helps to first explore the space rather than solve problems. Yep. It's not what I was shooting for, but interesting how that applies to this. Even though I am being guided, I'm being guided passively. Two types of problems. Okay, here we go. The hill climbing. Okay, so what he says in this book is that there's a method of learning a new skill, and you, a puzzle itself may be in a category of problems where one of our weak methods conspicuously fails, so that the only way to solve the problem is to ignore a tempting heuristic. So, for example, the Tower of Hanoi puzzle involves moving discs between pegs, and for future reference, that's what I mean by the Tower of Hanoi puzzle. Hold still. No, come on, focus. Anyway, you have to basically dismantle your puzzle before you can get there, and if you were to use the hill climbing method, then you'd be moving discs away from the main destination, and if you you need to do more of a means-ends analysis, which is more complicated. So anyway, I just think that's really interesting that I'm watching that play out in real time. So game designer geeking out about learning methods in a game. Pardon me. I didn't want to lose that thought though for when I analyze this video in the future. Okay. Can I get over to where that cube is? Not easily, but I could maybe do something like this. And then jump down. No, not high enough. Not entirely sure, but it's actually time for me to go. I didn't make it down to Cave Johnson, but I think I understand what I need to about the differences between Portal 1 and Portal 2, and why this one is more polished, and definitely why this game is on the list. It's not entirely just derivative of the first game. It expands on everything that Portal 1 did so well: the dialogue, the comedy, the puzzles, the teaching, the audio and video fidelity. Like, Portal 1 is so pure, and that's the reason why it's on the list as well, and just as high as it is. But Portal 2 is also incredibly good for different but related reasons. So anyway, this game is great. I'm glad that it's on the list. I'm glad that I was able to revisit it after so many years, especially so close to the original Portal. That was pretty cool. So I think I'm gonna do that again in the future, instead of playing games that are all part of an IP one after, or in the order that they're the most famous. I think I'll probably do them in chronological release order, so I can see how that they've evolved, and probably try and play them close together, to be able to see that contextual, like, why. Obviously it's on the list because it's been on the list for a really long time. Like, it's stood the test of time, but also what made it bang out of the gate so well, that in context to its previous or its predecessor, how is that better? So anyway, Chili, thanks for hanging out with me today, and the other folks in the view that didn't participate. It's always fantastic to get your opinions and your thoughts as I'm playing for my own personal benefit, to try and be a better game designer. So thanks for opinions and your time and your thoughts, and I'll see you tomorrow, where I'm gonna be playing World of Warcraft. Yeah, I've literally never played